Hi, welcome back to Generation Z. Today we are with Chef Nicole and we are cooking up some delicious food. So can you tell me what we're making today?
Sure, what we're making today is mac and cheese.
Ooh.
So I'm going to show you kind of the traditional sauce that we start with, and then a couple variations that you can do depending on what you have at home and what you feel like having in it for that particular night.
Yeah. So this is more than just shoving a box and all that jazz.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we are making the sauce from scratch, and what I have going on right here in this pan is actually the start. It's called a roux, which is like equal parts butter and flour. Yeah. So I'm cooking that together. I'm cooking out a little bit of the rawness of the flour right now. Yeah. And in this pot back here, I'm just heating up actually some 35% cream and a little bit of milk.
So what's the cream for?
So the reason I like to kind of start with at least some 35% cream is the fat content is higher, less of a chance that the sauce is going to split when you heat it up.
So what's splitting mean?
So that means kind of like, have you ever had it where it gets like kind of like curdly and like not very, so it can be like you overheated the milk or it's separated from the fat. So this kind of helps to prevent that from happening.
So it's to basically be like a little protector shield.
Yes. Okay. Yes. In this particular case, it is definitely your friend to have that little bit of higher fat content. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So what's next? All right. So what we're going to have going on right now is I've just been kind of warming up the milk on the back here. I'm going to let that come up a little bit more. Okay. So literally all I'm doing here is just cooking out a little bit of the butter and raw flour taste. We can go ahead and we can add this in. And if you want, I can put you to work a little bit here. So I'm going to add this in. You're just going to whisk it. Okay. And by warming up the milk, it's going to help your sauce to come together a little faster as well. Okay. And then again, it's also going to help it to not split because you're not adding cold milk to like a warm butter sauce. So we're just going to let that.
So you don't need to be a professional chef to make all this?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. This is kind of like a starter recipe. All of my kids, my youngest one is 12, and she would definitely absolutely do this recipe by herself. So
that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great one. It's a great classic. It's great comfort food. Like we all enjoy like a good mac and cheese. I served it the other night. We had company for dinner and I did it a little fancier, put it all in little ramekins, topped it with the nice breadcrumb toppings, put it in the oven, gets all that golden brown, makes you feel like you're eating out. Yeah. Because it's just got that little special extra touch. So that was just something that I did for that. So definitely that's an option that you could do at home as well. And especially it's good for like even like little portions. Yeah. You know,
exactly snack sizes.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. But is there really a snack size with mac and cheese?
Yeah, that's true.
You might need like 2 or 3 of those to be really go. So while we're waiting for that to kind of just heat up, I can just go through really quickly the other ingredients that we're going to be adding in, if that's okay with you. So right here we have some spinach. Okay. And I know you wouldn't really traditionally think, spinach and mac and cheese, but
it's healthy though, iron.
It is. And I kind of like this because I can sneak it in. My kids don't kick up too much of a fuss. Or also like as an adult, like it makes me feel a little bit better about what I'm putting on my plate, that I'm adding a little bit of extra nutrition in there. Yeah. And great color too. Yeah.
It doesn't have a strong taste to it, eh?
No, it doesn't. And especially once you get all the cheese in there and all the other stuff.
You don't notice it.
Not really. Okay. No, not at all. So yeah, you can see that it's bubbling and you actually see how nice and thick that sauce is already. And then I'm going to add a little bit of extra magic, which is the starchy pasta water that I cooked in earlier. It will actually give you a silkier sauce, and it will help this sauce to actually stick to your noodles. Okay. So we're just going to add that in there. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it actually is really great. So don't ever don't throw out that pasta water. Okay. Take your coffee mug or something nearby.
Scoop it up.
Do a cup out of that. And it also helps if your sauce gets too thick. Mine was getting a little bit thick. So that's a great way to help thin it out without it getting really runny. Okay. Yeah, so that's a fantastic one. So do you want to add in some spinach? You can almost add most of that in because it's going to cook down. Spinach cooks down.
It shrinks.
Ton. Yes. Yeah. It gets really small. So you can add a lot in there and not really have it. Yeah, that's probably good there. Yeah. We'll hold off on a little bit. And then we'll just keep, like, literally, you're just going to keep whisking. And if you get any ones that try and jump out of the pool, you just put them back in. It's not a big deal.
Runaways.
Yeah. They just are like, no. And then we're going to do some cherry tomatoes. Okay. These are all cut in half. And that's really an important thing to notice if you're cooking with cherry tomatoes is
it's overpowering.
And you never want to bite into it and have hot liquid inside of it. Oh. Because if it's whole, you could bite into it and that would be a little bit of an unexpected surprise. So we always cut our cherry tomatoes in half.
How would you suggest cutting them in half? Because I know it's kind of like a long process to individually cut every single one.
You can do the tricks with the lids that come with these 1 liter containers. Yeah. If you put them on top of each other, you can actually take your knife and cut through. So if you stack them all on there and then you can actually cut through. Okay. And cut them all at the same time. So that's a great thing that you can do. Now here, this could be another variation, or you can just put it all in the pool. We're going to put it all in the pool today because why not? Okay. This is some chorizo that I cooked.
What's chorizo?
It is a Spanish sausage. This one, how are you with spicy food?
Ooh, I'm iffy about it. I like to try things though.
Okay, do you want to just try one to start?
Please.
Okay, I'm going to let you go ahead and just help yourself.
Okay, that's good.
Is that good? Is that too hot?
Yeah, it's good.
So we should put some in the pool?
Yes.
I know, I call it the pool. It's like they're all hanging out in there. It's fun, like to just, I love being in the kitchen and cooking and just like, I love the one pot dishes and how fast a healthy meal can come together. It doesn't have to take all day. And really, at this point, you could use the sauce just how it is.
Yeah.
But because it's mac and cheese, we got to add the cheese in there.
So for people who don't like the spice, what would you suggest using instead?
You could do like a Montreal smoked meat. You could do, oh, that's a lot of cheese. We're getting really cheesy today.
Oh, I love cheese.
Might have to add a little bit of extra milk liquid here. There we go. Just to even it out a little bit. But everybody loves cheese. So we're just going to kind of let this all come together. Once this is all in there, we can actually turn the heat off. Okay. Once you add the cheese in.
And what about the noodles?
We're going to add the noodles in. We kind of want this sauce to be the right consistency and kind of where we want it to be. Okay. And then we're going to add in our noodles. So we're just going to toss them in there.
So why'd you pick bow ties?
I love bow ties for mac and cheese. I find they really stand up to the extra cooking. Because normally you would put this into a pan, coat it with breadcrumbs or some kind of topping, bake it in the oven. And I feel like it's a little extra special to just have a different noodle than just the elbow mac and cheese. So that's why I always just find it stands up to whatever you want to add to.
So that would be the best choice when making mac and cheese is bow ties?
For mine, because I like to add so many extra ingredients, I find it would overpower like a delicate like noodle, like just the elbow macaroni. Yeah. So I find this a little bit sturdier.
Okay, cool.
I usually try and add a couple extra ingredients when I'm making mac and cheese. Yeah, so we're just going to kind of stir this all, get everything nice and coated. I'm going to actually turn the heat back up just because our noodles are, to get the noodles nice and warm.
So you said breadcrumbs earlier. So
yes.
I don't have breadcrumbs really laying around. Do I just like rip apart pieces of bread?
No, what I actually have for us today and what I can have you do if you want is I actually brought in some tortilla chips, which, you know, you usually always have like a bag of chips hanging around the house. Could even be like regular potato chips, whatever, Doritos, whatever you want. And do you want to give those a crush up? Just give them those.
So these are replacement breadcrumbs?
Yes.
Okay.
You're just looking for like a crunchy texture element to what you're doing. So, and you don't have to have it. I don't always, but definitely I think it's a
little bit more gourmet.
Kind of fun extra to have on there.
Show off to your friends your cooking skills.
Exactly. So I think that is all that we need for that.
Okay.
So I brought in this nice square plate here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plate up a little bit of this mac and cheese. Now the one thing, that's probably good there.
Good. Yeah. Okay, I wasn't sure what.
No, that's great. Whatever kind of texture you want. If you want it a little thicker, you could definitely do that. If you want to go, you know, and then just for a little extra gourmet feel to it.
Okay.
I brought in a little bit of basil.
Okay.
Just to add a little tiny bit of color on the top there. Let's get a little bit of basil on there to finish it off.
That's so fun. I love it. It looks so good.
There you go. And then
thank you.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the mac and cheese. And
yeah, so we're just putting on the breadcrumbs, right? So the little
the little tortilla chips. Yeah, definitely. Thanks. And then if you want to, please go ahead and give it a taste. Let me know what you think.
Yeah. So it's meant to be like creamy, crunchy goodness.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. I love mac and cheese.
Does it pass the test of mac and cheese?
So Nicole, where can we contact you?
You can contact me. I have my own business, Meals Without Madness.
Okay.
Or you can always find me. I do a lot of recreational cooking classes at the Kitchener Market.
Oh, that's so great.
You can always look at their community calendar and see what's going on and come check us out. Check out a class there.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for watching Generation Z. Please tune in next time and remember to stay healthy and stay active. Bye.